Hi circus friends, dance friends, and friends of all types. Amy here. It's been a while since I've made a video because in the past few weeks it became really warm and suddenly it was summer. So I hope you're enjoying your summer and spending lots of time outside and enjoying the sun and being active because we had such a long March, April, and May inside. But I know during the summertime, some days get so hot that it's too hard to be outside in the sun all the time. Sometimes you want to come inside and do something quiet and a little relaxing. And then also in the summer, sometimes we get the crazy thunder and windstorms where you can't be outside and you have to spend the day inside. And then sometimes it's hard to think of what to do inside all day. So I thought it would be fun if I made another video about 3 more Patience Power Boredom Busters. Now, something that I'm going to let you know is that these 3 new Patience Power Boredom Busters are also new to me, so I'm not perfect at them yet. I learned them a couple of weeks ago and I've been practicing them a little bit, so I'll be showing them to you, but I'm also learning them with you. So I'm not going to be perfect at them and we'll learn together, and that's okay because that's what part of patience is. So this first one, actually all of these I learned from my circus friend T-Dog. So this first one is called the buzzsaw. There's a flow art called poi, and in poi they talk about the planes that you spin in. And what that helps you do is that helps you learn how to do different tricks. So this trick we're going to do, I call the buzzsaw because it involves the buzzsaw plane. So a buzzsaw plane is when there are circles turning towards you or when there are circles turning away from you. So now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see that in profile. There are circles turning towards me, and when my arms are opposite, that's called asynchronous, which means off time. There's also synchronous, so I'm still doing buzzsaw plane towards me, but my hands are going at the same time, so that's called synchronous. And then again, there's asynchronous, off time, buzzsaw plane towards me. Then there's also the buzzsaw plane going away from me. And again, when my fingers are opposite, that's off time, which is called asynchronous. And there's also synchronous, which is when they go at the same time. So this is synchronous buzzsaw plane away from me, and asynchronous buzzsaw plane going away from me. So the trick is you're going to pick one finger to go buzzsaw plane away from you. And then you're going to pick the other finger, and the other finger is going to go buzzsaw plane towards you. Now the trick is to do that at the same time. One's going to be going forwards and one's going to be going backwards. So one's going to be going forwards and one's going to be going backwards. This one is really difficult for me. I tried to get this trick for a couple of days, actually for a couple of weeks. I tried for a few minutes each day and I was not able to get it. But I was practicing juggling yesterday and suddenly realized that when I work with juggling rings, this was a trick that I already knew. It was one of my favorite things to do. So a lot of you probably do not have juggling rings at home, but if you have, I think they're called aerobies. They're sort of like the frisbees, but they have the hole in the middle. Or there's also the ones, the soft ones called BMOs. They're squishy, and you can throw them like frisbees, but they have a hole in the middle of them. You might try this exercise with that. Or you can even do it with something like, if you have 2 bottles of bubbles, you can take the bubble wand out. I would rinse it off so your hands don't get soapy. And then you can put one finger through each hole, and then you can spin the bubble blowers on your fingers. So for me, this is how it works with juggling rings. So this is buzzsaw plane, synchronous towards me. Let me catch them. And then this is buzzsaw plane, synchronous away from me. And then here comes the trick. So right now, one is going away and one is going towards. One is going away and one is going towards. And right now what I'm doing is I'm switching on each rotation. But I can also keep them going. So I'm going to split the height a little. So you can see the bottom ring is going away from me and the top ring is going towards me. And that's the buzzsaw trick. So for this next trick, you're going to need to sit in a chair. And with this trick, what you're going to do is, since I'm left-handed, I'm going to cross my left leg over my right leg, and I'm going to get my ankle turning in circles, going clockwise. So that means that my ankle is turning in the same direction as the hands of a clock. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to start to draw the number 6. And what I'm going to try to do is draw the number 6 and keep my ankle going clockwise. Now, if you're like me, what happened is when you started drawing the number 6, your ankle started wanting to go in the other direction because your brain wants your hand and your foot to go in the same direction. So that's why the brain teaser is you want your hand and your foot to go in opposite directions. And then if you want an added challenge, you can try to switch to your non-dominant side. So for me, that would be my right side, and let's think about this. So it's the same thing. You're going to get your ankle turning counterclockwise, or clockwise, clockwise, in the same direction as the hands of a clock. And then you're going to draw the number 6. Yeah. And again, I think if you're like me, when you started drawing the number 6, your foot wanted to go in the same direction as your hand, but what you want to do is you want to keep your foot going in the opposite direction from your hand. So this last boredom buster takes a little bit of space, and here is how it basically works. One arm is going to reach up, it's going to reach over to the side, it's going to bend in, and then it's going to bend down. So you go up, out to the side, in, and down. Up, and to the side, in, and down. So now let's try that with the other hand. So we're going to reach up, out to the side, bend in, and down. Reach up, and out, bend in, and down. Let's go one more time. Up, and out, and in, and down. Now let's try doing both hands at the same time. So we're going to go up, and out, and in, and down. Up, and out, and in, and down. Let's go one more time. Up, and out, and in, and down. Okay, here comes the trick. Your hands are going to be doing the same motion, but they're going to be asynchronous. That means off time. So one hand is going to start up, and one hand is going to start bent down. And now I'm not going to be able to talk because my two arms are going to be doing different things. So you're just going to give it a try to follow along. How'd that go for you? All right, so now I'm gonna attempt something to do on screen that I've never tried to do before, which is I'm going to try to reverse it. So when I did it just now, because my left side is my dominant side, I started my left side first. This time I'm gonna start my non-dominant side, my right side first, and we'll see how that goes. I have to say that was not as bad as I was expecting. Sometimes we surprise ourselves. So there are 3 more patience power boredom busters for you that you can do if it's a super hot day and you feel like you need to be inside where it's a little bit cooler and just do something, take a little bit of a rest, or if it's a rainy rainy day and you can't go outside. Those are things you can work on. See you soon.